What's up, everybody? How are you doing on this blood moon? It's been pretty crazy out there the last couple days, and I think we're just hitting the peak of it. Um, if you've been in crypto around a while, you know this stuff happens every couple of years. And if you follow people like Waters Above, you know that the moon cycles play a big role. And we have a lunar eclipse tonight. We got the elections tomorrow. There's just a whole bunch of stuff coming together. And if you guys follow me and you've been following me for the last couple months, doing my live streams, you know that I've been expecting this. So congratulations to everyone that took advantage. And now you've been DCAing and taking advantage of these cheap prices. It could get a little bit worse. But tonight I have a special guest. We were supposed to live stream earlier today, but as my mess up, I didn't put it into my calendar, so I didn't get a notification. I just relied on the old brain, and the brain failed me. That's why we have Google to remind us. But I have Dylan from Famous and Fiat.io. And without further ado, here's the man. What's up, buddy? Sorry about earlier.
Hey, man, it's all good. Shit happens. I understand.
Yeah. I got, I don't know why I didn't put it in my calendar. I always put my stuff in my calendar, and then I get the notification on the phone and say, okay, it's time to do a live stream or whatever. But I didn't do it this time. And see, bit myself in the ass.
Yep.
Well, it's been a crazy couple days, and already the chat's lighting up. People, they're like, "Oh my God, what do we do?" It's rough times. But unlike other chats, my people are pretty prepared because I've been saying this is coming for a while. It's not just because Richard said 11K and pray. It was the whole Shemitah series I did. I don't know if you saw any of that.
I've heard about it. Yes.
We're going into the Jubilee year. If you've been paying attention to that at all, this is a big year for the Jewish religion. And the last time we had a Jubilee year is when we went off of off of gold-backed money to fiat, and so that was back in 71. Yeah. So these things are really important. These things happen over every cycle, and I just want to prepare my people and let them know these are the kind of things that happen in life. You can't avoid cycles. You can't avoid what's happening up in the stars or whatever. But what you can do is prepare ahead of time and be ready for it. And I think anybody who's following me, they've been ready. Or my friend Waters Above, he's been doing it too. But I do want to say I did sacrifice for you guys. I did go into Fiat.io. I think it was the first or second day at launch. I said, "Oh shit, here's my money."
Yeah.
you know that meme with a fat kid throwing the money out the window.
Shut up and take my money. Yeah, or that.
Yeah. So I don't know what's on your mind right now, but give us a little bit of what you're thinking about what's happening in the markets.
So yeah, man, this whole very eventful 2 days that we've had. It feels like almost a lifetime of market activity in the past week alone. With the dips and hex, with that dolphin dumping, and then FTT going belly up. After that news article or that leak about Alameda, however you say it, them having a levered position against their FTT token, that was kind of like huge red flag. And I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried went and talked shit to CZ, and then here we are.
Dunked on.
Exactly.
You got dunked on. Shit. That made my day though, because ever since Sam Bankman-Fried came out and showed us he was an enemy of decentralization, an enemy of DeFi, I was like, fuck that guy.
I know, man.
He got absolutely dunked on, and it didn't take long either. First it was Eric Voorhees coming out and saying, tell him like, dude, what are you talking about?
Which was really a great interview.
Yeah, if you're in crypto, I mean, you got to watch that video. And Eric used to sell crypto, Bitcoin, right out of the New York Bagels, which is about a 5-minute walk from my house. This is where he got started, and it's so crazy. I used to message him and be like, "Oh, I'm coming to the city next week. I want to buy some Bitcoin from you," and I'd never make it. Right? That's when Bitcoin was about $150 or something. But man, oh man, dude, I feel for the people that aren't prepared. But the ones that are prepared are going to do very well. I mean, people are scooping up bags left to right. You saw the guy that bought, was it 4 million think it was 4 million hex at 1.8 cents.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yep. It was.
Because they
I
got it
think
ready.
I would assume that it's a limit order because
Yeah.
it was so well timed. It was right after that sell, and then there was a pretty massive buy. So.
Yeah, that was definitely a limit order. I think it was Super Hex. I think it was him
You think so?
because he did put something out shortly thereafter. Not saying that it was him, but he was talking about that was a good buy.
You could speculate, yeah.
It was a quiet flex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what these guys have to say. I'm very interactive with my chat.
Okay.
But tonight I'll do a little bit less than I normally would, but we'll say hi to everybody. Yeah, but that was the CZ dunking on what's his name? SBF, Sam McFreed. Yeah. Pepe, our in-house Italian. Let me just go. Capitulation under a blood moon. Yeah. Blood moon, so lunar eclipse, election tomorrow or election today.
That happened today, yeah.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis won in Florida.
Did he?
Yep.
Congratulations.
I think by a pretty large margin as well, by like 1 million votes out of he got 3 million and the other guy got like 2 million. So
wow.
Pretty impressive.
That good for Ron. I mean, I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm anarcho-capitalist. I don't believe in politics. But if somebody was to run the United States, I'd like to see it be Ron. That'd be cool. I don't want the guy with the hair again.
Oh, really?
No, he's too intense, man. Yeah, harmonic hex. Yeah, it's been an intense couple days. Very intense. Yeah.
There's some backroom bets going on about that right now. So
we'll see.
Where Orange Man or anybody else. So.
I would just be careful. If I think the U.S. is going to do very well in the coming years.
Okay.
Bitcoin.
Why do you think that?
I think because the dollar strength and this next. I know I sound crazy when I talk about these things, but this next Shemitah cycle just started, right? And we're in the last year of this cycle and in the first year of the new Shemitah. So 7 years from now, I believe that's when the U.S. dollar is going to collapse. They're going to bring in a whole new economic system. And there could be some really bad things that happen over those 7 years, right? But this year in 2023 is when they'll start rolling out the CBDCs. But by the end of the 7 years, it's going to be fully ingrained. I don't think there'll be cash anywhere. I think the whole world will be going to the digital currencies. That bodes well for those of us who are in crypto, I believe. I think there'll be two systems. They'll have a parallel system. You have your crypto system, and then you'll have your CBDC system. And your CBDC system will just be your day-to-day operations. That's paying your bills, those kind of things, paying your car note, those kind of things. Yeah. But then your investments are all going to be on crypto. And then that's how I'm believing it's going to roll out. I don't like it. I still want cash. I just think it's going to take about 7 years to get the whole world digital. That includes third world nations, everybody. So
cash is king, even in the digital world. You don't want to live in a world without cash. I'll tell you.
We don't. We got to fight it. We absolutely have to fight it. But I don't know how much fighting we can do. Crypto Cashew. Yeah, I got a new intro. I made an intro for myself tonight. So you know what? Enough with the StreamYard intro. It's so boring. So let me do something for myself. Hey, Zandeep, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people voted red, guys. Election results are coming in now, are they? Well, it is 10 p.m. East Coast, so it's about time they're gonna start showing it. Just got a destiny. Yep, Hexbear, I sure do. Here's my mama. Hey, Ma. Up there in New York. Crypto Class says, hi, Randy and Dylan. You know what? Don't you love it that we've got so many women in the Hex community, in the Pulse Chain community?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's amazing. I was in Steemit. I was a big Steemit guy back in the day, and along with my wife, my mom, and stuff. There's a lot of women in that community as well. And people are like, "Oh, there's no women in crypto." I'm like, "Man, you should have been part of the communities I was part of."
Yeah, right.
there was a ton. Calaxican, aka, what's up, Johnny? Good to see you. Listen to Waters Above today. Awesome, man. Yeah, you guys got to listen to Waters Above. He's been nailing it. Everything he's been saying. I had him on as a guest a couple months ago, and everything he said was going to happen right on the day. It's like perfect timing. The only thing I don't like about him is that he's an XRP fan. He thinks XRP is going to be important, and I don't think so.
Yeah, some of those XRP guys have funny memes.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into a little bit about fiat. So I want to tell you a story quick because this pertains to fiat.io. I was at Steemit conference. It was number 2. We were in Lisbon, Portugal, and you might know this story. I don't know how much you've listened to me over the years, but my wife and I were just at the conference hanging out with Blockchain Chick, her and her husband, and Dollar Vigilante was there, and just all hanging around. And this young guy comes up to me. He must have, he could have been much more than 18. He was so young. And he comes up, he goes, he's so meek and so humble. He's like, "Hey, Randy," he goes, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And I'm like, "Yeah, son." In my mind, I'm like, because he's so young, he can be my kid. And I said, "Yeah, sure." So he pulls me aside and he goes, "Hey, I want to let you know that we're part of ETHLend. We're a new project that's launching here in Europe, and it's going to be decentralized lending." And remember, this is 2017. This is early December 2017. And I said, "Decentralized lending? What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, we're going to do decentralized finance. You have Bitcoin right now, but we need to have like a banking style stuff within crypto." At the time, this is new stuff to me.
Yeah.
This last bull run was all DeFi.
This was new for everybody when this guy was approaching you. This is like,
it was like a groundbreaking moment. I looked back,
yeah.
like, whoa! I got pictures, with him and my wife and stuff, and Heidi was there too, Blockchain Chick. We were both there, and he's like, "Could you do me a favor?" He goes, "Could you review what we have and maybe write an article?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I went back to the hotel that night, and I looked up ETHLend. I'm like, "Oh shit, this looks pretty interesting. I'm gonna throw some cash at this."
Yeah.
Right, because it was their ICO phase, and I threw $500 at ETHLend. I was in the first 48 hours or so I got mine for a penny. I don't know if everybody's watching, if you know what happened to Aave, it became Aave in the future. If you know what happened, I mean, I did not make that much. Okay, I got out after about 10 or 11x. Okay. And I never looked back.
Yeah,
but
I think the top was at $280 or something.
Yeah, $280. If Randy would just not have weak hands, I would have been so well off just from that ETHLend purchase, and which became Aave, and this all ties into what we're going to talk about, which is Fiat.io, because Fiat.io is a fork of Aave. So Randy's about to make a bank 2 times in a row. on the same code, and it's a great thing. And I heard you guys are launching on Ethereum.
Yep.
Come January.
We're trying to shoot for a Q1 for the Ethereum chain. So,
all right.
Early Q1 is probably when you'll see us be on Ethereum.
So a lot of people know, because I know there's not too many degens on my guy. My guys aren't degens. They're not going to know how to use Aave. They're not going to know how to use Fiat or Liquid Loans or any of the other lending platforms. Give us a little bit of the features that we're going to be able to have, and also tell us a little bit about Famous while you're at it.
Sure. So Fiat, simply put, is like a bank for, the RH ecosystem, right? So, you'll be able to deposit a range of different assets, like Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hex, Hedron, perhaps, and then obviously stable coins and stuff. And what you can do with this is you can lever up if you wanted to. If you wanted to take that risk and do that, you could do that. That's totally within your capabilities. You could free up some cash flow. So for instance, let's say you had a bunch of Hex, right? And you didn't want to sell it. Okay. You deposit your Hex on Fiat, you borrow against it, you take out the loan, you do what you got to do in the real world. Okay. You pay it off at your pace. You generate the cash flow, you pay off your loan, you get all your collateral back. It's great stuff, right? You could, for the first time, you'll be able to short Hex or long it. If you wanted to short it, if you saw fit, what you would do is you would deposit stable coins. You would go borrow Hex against those stable coins, and then you would sell it on the market, right? And then if you wanted to lever up, you would redeposit the stable coins that you got from selling the Hex, borrow more Hex, and just rinse and repeat, right? Which is probably not a good idea. You probably shouldn't do that. But you're
over leveraging.
Yes, you're more than welcome to do that, right? I think a lot of buyers would love for people to do that. And then the inverse is also true, right? If you want to long it, you deposit hex, you borrow stable coins, you go buy hex, you redeposit it, et cetera, right? So, there's interesting things you can do with, like say you wanted to, I don't know, deposit or farm liquidity, be in one of the LP pools or something for PulseX, right? So what I was doing on testnet, I didn't have a lot of Pulse or PulseX, but I had a lot of stable coins. So what I was doing was, I deposited my stable coins. I borrowed a shitload of Pulse and PulseX, and I put it in the LP farm, right? And then I was farming the spread between the APY that I was gathering while I was providing LP, and then the APY I was paying, or the interest rate I was paying to borrow the coins. There's all sorts of cool shit you can do with this stuff. Something that we're doing that's a little bit different than Aave was revenue sharing. So if anybody is borrowing and lending any sort of coins, essentially you'll get a share of the revenue between the borrower and the lender. So the borrower is going to pay a higher interest rate than what the lender will receive, and you'll get the spread between those, right? So you'll get 50% of the rewards basically.
Nice.
By being a staker of the fiat token, which is pretty great. We are a little tangent into what we're doing with ETH. We're going to be launching Famous, which is basically leverage trading on Pulse Chain. Okay. We'll have a SAC for that. That'll be sometime, in the coming months. And we're going to try and tie in a little bit more fiat equity into that somehow. The details haven't been completely set in stone, but, you'll be able to get, if you missed the SAC for fiat, you'll be able to get a little bit more out of that equity and stuff for the Q1 drop of fiat. Now, these are two different coins, right? So you're going to still have the Pulse Chain coin and the Ethereum coin, right? So the Ethereum
is the Ethereum coin going to be the one that's copied into Pulse Chain?
Yeah, so that one will be worthless on Pulse Chain. The original fiat SAC will be the one that goes to Pulse Chain. Make sense?
Okay. All right.
And then that will also be on ETH, but we're going to run like a bonus SAC for just Famous, and then some of that will be given to you for free on Ethereum, fiat, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. So we have another SAC coming for Famous.
Correct.
When is that going to happen?
Probably after November. There hasn't been a date set or anything like that. So.
All right. And for those of you guys who do not know, what does he mean by leverage? It means you're going to be able to borrow against your crypto, and if you want to, go ahead and short Hex. And Richard's always said, be careful doing that, because we've seen what happened with the God Whale in March 2020. If you were short on that day and you happened to go to bed and you didn't have your your stuff covered, bam, you lost it all, man. So be careful when you're shorting. I don't ever recommend doing it. I used to be a trader. I would do some basic leverage trading. I was terrible at it. One thing I never did well was shorting, just because I seemed to, every time I did it, I get wrecked.
Yeah.
Hey, Marion.
Yeah, leverage is really fun to play with.
Fun. Yeah.
It's like fire, right? It's fun to play with, but sometimes you get burned and it really stings. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, we should probably let all of our haters know that, hey, you'll be able to short Hex to your heart's content as much as you want on Pulse Chain, right? Because the funny thing is, shorters become buyers at all-time high, which
helps push that. That's why you'll see the price jump so much when there's short squeeze or long squeeze. I just want to make this clear. A number of things I was talking about Pulse Doge, not Pulse Doge Win, not PLSD. Let's make that clear. Randy does not own PLSD.
Randy probably claimed it for free. And
I claimed it for free, and but Pulse Doge Win, I love that project, and they helped the guys at Poor Pleb launch theirs too. So
nice.
that was cool. Poor Pleb, what a project that is. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
With coins like that, are we going to be able to do all that on Fiat.io?
Yeah. So something cool that we're implementing. We're kind of we have a V3 coming out soon on testnet to try to essentially show off our features. Where we're kind of trying to limit, risk with these not so liquid altcoins. Like Hex. Like right now, Hex is not very liquid on the downside. It has very minimal liquidity on the downside right now. So, something like Aave would probably never really list Hex because of these reasons.
Yep.
And so, we're having some extra risk parameters in place for things like, even maybe like Zen or something, even low liquidity shit like that, right? We can just make it to where only X amount of coins can actually be deposited and borrowed against and things like this. So, we'll probably see things like Hex, Hedron, maybe Icosa, some of the other altcoins that are known in the community. So, Poor Pleb, might see that on there.
I just don't. I haven't played with Fiat since I got back from Europe. I was on a 3-month trip, and I haven't even gone into the testing platform at all since I got back. And
Shit, man, it's fun.
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting kind of for version 3 to get going.
Okay.
And then I'll probably spend a week just learning the ins out. Just sit around and do that for, I don't know, a week straight. And that's how, I don't know how you were in school, but that's how I studied. I was a last minute type of guy.
Okay.
And I would sit there and I'd study, and I get an A on the test. That's just how I was. I was very good like that. And I think that's how I'll do with this too.
Yeah, I was using testnet when it first came out, and I was actually able to. So the thing is with testnet, how they were going to do the AMM bot stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of clear the liquidity pools on Uniswap.
Yeah.
Well, they never did that. So all of that liquidity was still there, right? And so everything was still priced as it was on mainnet. So what I was able to do was take 10,000 Pulse and go sell it for 2.5 million USDC. Ooh. And I amassed a very large position on testnet doing that. And so, I have 100 million USDC sitting on Fiat. And then, I had at one point made a 20 million Hex stake and then sold it to the Icosa thing and an HSI and stuff, all sorts of, crazy shit that I was doing. But yeah, man, I can send you some money if you don't, I can send you a big bag if you want to go play.
I could send some Monopoly money.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Okay. I think Pulse Chain is imminent. I think version 3 is imminent. And then it'd probably be 2 to 4 weeks because I know people are there. Everyone's always asking when Pulse.
There's definitely a fire under Richard's ass.
Yeah, he's got to feel it right now, especially in a bear market. So he's got to get that money. The money has to be deployed, or not the money. The project needs to be deployed, but he needs to get these things going.
Yeah,
or else there'll be just more complaints, and you don't want more of the negative. You want the stuff. Oh, okay. Just had a glitch there for a second. We want it to get going, and I could feel the pressure that he's under, and in my eyes, with him kind of being more standoffish right now, is a good sign. That means he's working, and you don't see him making as many clown videos or anything like that. I love the outrage marketing for the purpose of what it did. I don't like it personally. I love that it draws in lots of attention. Personally, I think, come on, man. We don't need this shit.
I think it might have been more of a shakeout tactic than anything, to be honest.
He wanted the loyal. He wanted us, the loyal ones, to stick around, right?
Loyalists, yes.
Yes. So tell me about the Fiat team yourself. I mean, how big of a team do you guys have, and
so
what's going on with you guys?
I'm not privy to any sort of information, team decisions and things like this. I'm helping him out doing marketing and stuff.
Okay.
But the team consists of 2 developers and a Hex OG that's been around since the beginning, named Buck.
Okay.
Yeah. So, um, Buck is a financial professional. He does. He's a CFA. He's very intelligent, knows what he's talking about. The devs that he has, he's worked with them uh, in a fund setting for like 10 years, and they're
Okay.
computer scientists and stuff like that. So they're very knowledgeable at what they do. So yeah, I mean, they're not doxxed. They're
Okay.
Buck is doxxed to me, but not to the community or anything. So
Understand. I got a bunch of those too.
yeah,
You get your own little community within the community, and those people are like, hey, please don't dox me. Please don't let people,
yeah, it's
know.
just safer that way, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Pac-Man says Pulse out in 2 weeks. I think version 3 might be.
Yeah,
That's
I think
probably-
version 3 would probably be more. Yeah, but I mean, Buck was he was at the London thing, so he's an OG. So
Oh, he went to the London event.
yeah,
I was about to say, I thought you. I don't know why in my head when you said London, because I was there. We had a big meetup in London. I'm like, what do you mean? I met
No,
the founder of Fiat and he didn't say anything to me. What the fuck?
this is the Hex birthday thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't get to go to that. There was still all the restrictions. You still needed to be juiced up to go, so we couldn't go. I was good to do it. Oh, no, I can't even go to the U.S. right now because my wife she's not back. We won't say those words. We'll try not to. Sorry, YouTube. I don't want to be taken down. But because she doesn't have the juice, she can't enter the country, and I'm not going to the U.S. without her.
Gotcha.
It's kind of dumb, It's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that crap. If Fiat launches before Pulse Chain, won't we have 2 Fiat coins on Pulse Chain?
Yes. Yep. You'll have one will be literally called eFiat on Ethereum, and then there'll be the actual fiat on Pulse Chain.
Wow.
So yeah. So you'll have 2 protocols, right? One will be on ETH and one will be on Pulse. One will get copied over and won't be supported. The other one will. The fiat on Pulse will.
Okay, I get it. Now I get it. Now it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. So whatever you do whatever you do on ETH won't transfer over like to your token allocation.
So it's just going to be a platform on ETH, just like Aave is a platform.
Precisely.
On ETH. And they're not going to support Aave over on Pulse Chain. I doubt it.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're most likely see it be emptied, by the liquidity harvester, the fixer bot.
Yep. Right away. Somebody will do it.
Yep.
All right. Crypto Class says, what are some conservative fiat strategies?
You could stake the fiat coin, right? And then you would just literally get a passive bag with a bunch of different coins that are on the platform, right? So if you have Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hedron, and stable coins, and all of them are actively being borrowed and lent out and things, you'll just accumulate a passive bag of those coins all together. So
yeah, I think that'll be what I'll be choosing to do.
That's
just
probably that's probably the I wouldn't say the most risk averse thing you could do. Probably the most risk averse thing you could do is just put your assets up to be able to be lent out. So
yeah. Oh, he's asking if you can go now. No, still hasn't changed. Dumbass has still got it there. It's crazy.
It sucks.
Yeah. Had to read that a couple times. I thought it was okay. Yeah, just that's what I'm thinking about with most of my stuff. I'm an early crypto guy, and I used to have like 50 different coins. It was so hard to track. But the thing that made it easy to track was they were all on centralized exchanges. This is back before DEXs were popular.
Okay.
So I had my Bittrex account. I had my Craptopia account. I had this is before even Binance, and I can't remember some of the other ones, but I would just have all my coins on there. So those were really like my wallets, right?
Yeah.
And it was easy just to trade in and out, and you saw what you had in your wallet. It was simple.
Yeah.
Not anymore, because now I got a shit ton of wallets, and they're all over the place, and I got different forks. I've got ETHPOW, Ethereum Fair, Ethereum. Now we're gonna have Pulse Chain. we got Arbitrum. I mean, we got all these different things with coins all over the place. And if you don't have stuff written down, good luck. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Every
mean,
night, charging batteries.
I played with ETHW when it first launched. I did an arbitrage between TBTC. There was a misprice on Curve between TBTC and TBTC on KyberSwap, and so I arbitraged it and I made like a couple 100K hex or something like this.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, bro. Way to go. See, it pays to pay attention, pays to be playing the game.
And I learned how to do this on Pulse Chain Testnet. So
way to go. See, I'm just not good like that. It's like I gave up gaming years ago, and now I just look for the simple way out when it comes to my crypto. When Hex came along, that was my simple way out, right? I just get to stake my coins, stake them out a long period, earn that yield wherever they're paying, and just enjoy it. And then it got all screwed up when Hedron came out, because now I had something to mess around with. And now it got even more screwed up because now we have Icosa. You know, it's like, oh my God, I'm getting drawn back into the whole gaming aspect of it. And now we got Pulse Chain.
Can you imagine real quick just being a new member to crypto, right?
Yeah.
And just being inundated with, okay, you have Maxi, you have all the Deci and Lucky derivatives for Hex, you have Hedron, you have Icosa, you have all these different, have HSIs and how you can, all this stuff to learn and to like catch up, years of learning took place to figure all this shit out, right? And people are on a fast track to try and learn it in a couple of months.
Yeah, you pretty much can't do it unless you take DCC. Dollar Cost Crypto's got a really great course. Okay, it's like, I don't know what he charges now, but in the beginning they were charging $800 for the course. But you come out, you're ready to go. It's like going through boot camp. It's like crypto boot camp for like 2 weeks. And your coach is Dollar Cost Crypto and his buddy Cultivate Crypto, and these guys really get you going, and you're ready to go. Then they have me come in. They might tell some of my terrible stories of losing money. Like so to scare some people. Yeah. We had NFL players and their NBA player. That kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Pac-Man says, how to sell 1 billion of PulseX and Pulse at the day 1 or day 2 highs? Which one has the original ETH pair or USDC? I don't know what you're saying here. Which one has the original ETH pair or USDC? There is no pair for those guys. PulseX and Pulse, they're going to have a pair, but there's no ETH pair.
So you'll probably see. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that when the fork happens, we don't know how long or how worth the USDC stable coins will be, right? So you'll be, they'll harvest all the liquidity on Uniswap, okay? They'll transfer it over to PulseX, right? So you'll have the respective USDC coins versus the respective Pulse coins. How do I describe this? With the adjusted inflated supply, right? So it'll be 1.2 million X or something. So that's what the pool will look like. So if you have 100 million USDC, it'll be versed with $100 million worth of Pulse adjusted market cap to Ethereum, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Right. So, but you don't know how much that USDC will be worth. So, you're probably going to want to, if you wanted to sell that Pulse to something that would retain a value, you probably wanted to sell it for, like Hex, Hedron, things like that. You probably don't want to put it in the worthless stablecoin because that'll be, dumped a lot. So probably keep that in mind, I guess. But,
Yeah. Just be careful out there, guys. Simba's always coming in to troll. But one thing about my live streams, I don't boot people. Okay. I love the trolls, and the people. It's honesty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been saying, I have been saying buy the dip ever since it started going back down to around 20 cents or so. But I did go quiet last fall. Last fall, I was a seller, and I know some other people were.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, and there was people that were, still saying, and we're going to a couple bucks stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was so cringe for me because I was I was 2017 guy, and I was
I'll
one of the
drink to
people.
that.
Yeah, I was in 2017 telling people, look, man, the market's going to keep going, and then it peaked out in 2018 January. The week my son was born was the peak of my
Really?
assets for that cycle. Was the first week of January. Yeah, and that was it was crazy is that the third my son was like 3 days old. And I'm sitting there on the couch, and one of my friends messaged me. He goes, "Oh my God, Randy, thank you for this trade. Thank you for letting me know about this coin." He goes, "I made a couple million on this trade." He goes, "Thank you. I mean, it's because of you. My family is like set and all that kind of stuff." And here am I in this nesting state, because you're a new dad. It's only been a couple days. I hadn't turned my computer on in days. I didn't even care. I was just out of the loop. And here's my friend telling me that, "Oh my God, we're up millions. You need to go in and make some money." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll get to it. Crypto market's going to keep going. Market's going to keep going." No, man, that was the end. That week was the end of the bull market. For Bitcoin was in December, alts were in early January, and by the time I got to it, my numbers, I think I was only able to take out six figures from what would have been million.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was
Up,
actually
down.
Yeah, I was. I had gotten into the market basically December of 2017.
What?
But the first thing I bought was Ethereum at like $500. That was my first buy ever of crypto, was Ethereum. And I watched Bitcoin top that night in December. It was like the 23rd or the 22nd. Yes.
Ouch.
And I watched it. I watched it top. I was watching some random ticker site or something. And I did all this volume is millions of dollars being traded. It was insane. And that it got me hooked. That was my introduction. Watching Bitcoin top, literally.
Well, at least you knew you saw the possibilities, and the first time in my life that I was wealthy. Well, at least I felt wealthy, right?
Okay.
And at least it was wealthy on paper.
Yeah.
And everything that all of our costs, I mean, all 2018 and 2017, we were living large, man, compared to what we had done in the past.
There you go.
And you know what? I'm never giving this up. I said, I'm going to keep fighting for this. And we did. And then Hex came along and it just,
Yep.
So that was great. I wish that for everybody here that's here for Pulse Chain, PulseX. We got Hex, PulseX, Pulse Chain. I really do believe they're all going to be life changing. And with Simba, Simba's here, and I understand Simba's pain. Simba bought my bags, and that is a painful experience.
But hey, he'll never forget it.
He'll never forget it. But as long as he's DCAing and he is buying at the cheaper prices, every time you DCA, you're getting a lower dollar cost average. And so, and those numbers, they're exponential. Like if Hex goes to a penny and you only are able to buy 10,000 when it was 50 cents. Then you buy a couple 100,000 at a penny. Now your dollar cost average drops all the way down to like 3 cents or 2.5 cents or something like that.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So that's why it's so important to keep going. You won't need anything else. Yeah, exactly, Marco. And that's because he said this. The RH ecosystem will be its own mini crypto world. It will. And I just feel like a lot of people are getting distracted. Like for me, one of the distractions is the ISO 2022 coins. That list. You got Algorand, you got XRP, you got all these coins that are supposedly approved of by the world governments, right? And if you go on TikTok or you go on Instagram and you're watching videos, everyone's talking about the ISO 2022 coins. These are the coins you need to have your money in. That's great. That's really great. But I think that the VCs and all that they've already made their money in it. If people want to have something that's going to have the most possible X's, it needs to be something like what we have, where it's truly decentralized and there isn't somebody holding the the top on the kettle, right?
Yeah.
We want this thing to explode. And I think Pulse Chain, and the way it looks so far is like our system's been pretty easy to use, right? I mean, you guys I've seen your front end of your system. It doesn't look very difficult.
No.
You know, just a couple videos and I'll be up to speed.
Yeah. I mean, literally it's a fork of pretty much the best DeFi tool that pretty much exists, I think, beside Uniswap.
Very cool. Hey, I just got some news here. Ox Colette says Paraswap is launching a new fair drop to include all users that got left out in their first airdrop. Cha-ching! I got left out. I did like 20 wallets with Paraswap. Maybe it'll be worth something. All right, that's cool.
Nice.
Remember that was during the airdrop phase in 2021 when everyone was getting airdropped left and right for different projects. We had Uniswap. We had God, I can never remember the name. The one
I don't even remember the Paraswap.
Uniswap's competitor.
Okay.
And then we had Paraswap come out, and Paraswap said, "Oh, we're not going to airdrop to everybody. We're only going to airdrop to people that do a certain amount or something." And we got left out. I was pissed because I spent a lot of Ethereum to do that.
Really?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's gambling, right? You're gambling that you're going to get an airdrop, and you know, it all worked out at the end of the day. Ox Colette, way to go! Glad you're able to find a job.
Nice
Intro. Hex Vader, thank you. I did my own editing for that. Great day spending with my wife and kids, our newborn Ruth. Oh, way to go, Hex Kincaid. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah. New babes are cool, man. I like I said earlier, when I was supposed to be doing the live stream with you, I was actually playing with my kid.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, man. I don't know why we keep having like little delays. Are you there?
All right, I think I'm back.
There you go. All right.
Might have lost you for a second.
Yeah, we did. It's all good. Lock user. Getting some of these like porn sites we must be doing really good. Got 152 viewers. Yeah, they said, come on, hit him with the porn. What they don't realize is that a nice percentage of women on here. December 17 was pretty lit. Hexbear, what's that? What is SUI is also doing an airdrop. Ox Colette, she is the master, or she or he is the master of finding airdrops.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Maddie's in the house. Hey, Maddie, how you doing?
I hope you're doing all right in that bed, sir.
Yeah, stop flipping cars, will you?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Hey, Maddie, what kind of car was that? What kind of car was that you were in? I mean, that's a good safety. Gets a thumbs up if you do 4 flips in a car. Jeez.
I've had my fair share of wrecks too, man. They're not fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I flipped a Ranger, and I've gone under a semi-trailer with a lowered Blazer, and I went out the other side, like Fast and Furious, kind of. Crazy.
No way.
Yeah. Pulled out in front of me. I couldn't. It's complicated, but he pulled out in front of me, and I didn't want to hit him head on because he was turning left, and I was coming this way. So instead of going in oncoming traffic, I went under his trailer and out the other side.
Did you lose your ceiling or roof?
It flattened it to where, I didn't have my seatbelt on, so I looked down and ducked, and like my roof was at my steering wheel. So
holy crap.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Holy crap. One day it's over. My euphoria lasts and blinds me. Yeah, I mean, accidents are no joke. I've never had a bad accident. Thank God. I lived in Europe and I drove 130 miles an hour everywhere.
Okay.
And you would think that was a recipe for disaster, but the way everything was built, the highways, whether it was in Italy or the Autostrada in Italy or the Autobahn in Germany, it's like bowling alley. You got the big walls on both sides. Maybe not so much in Sicily where I live. That was still kind of sketchy. But when the further north you go, the better.
What's the kilometers versus mile per hour? Because I think 130 kilometers an hour is like 80 miles an hour.
No, so my max speed of my GTI was about 232 kilometers per hour, I think.
Which is like what, like 130?
2.2. I think it's 2.2. I think the math is 2.2 or something like that.
Okay, so it's almost half, kind of.
Yeah. So my truck doesn't even have MPH on it. It's just all
Kilometers,
kilometers, right? I haven't used MPH in so long, but yeah, driving 130 and God, it was
So it's
awesome.
like 75 ish. Yeah, that's like normal.
No. 130 MPH.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Gotcha. Understand.
But yeah, my rev limiter was 132 MPH. So whatever that is in kilometers, must have been 270 or
Okay.
so kilometers per hour. And
Yeah, you're booking it, man.
oh
Shit.
man, all the time. My mom's in the chat. She'll tell you her almost having, waking up. She was sleeping in the back seat,
Yeah.
laying down in the back seat, and she wakes up. She's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, that was going between Sicily and Naples. So I was just flying, man.
Nice.
Geez. If a DGen decided to do something DGen and sell enough to get 100K, what could he do with that realistically in the next bull run? What could that turn into? God, I gotta be so careful. I could tell you exactly what would happen. Okay, just do the math on it. We had Hex, and let's be conservative here. Let's say that you're in Pulse Chain at 100K, and it does a 2000X. That's 20 million, right? Something like 20 million, or a little more than that.
Let's do the math.
Or is that 200 million? Am I off?
I think that's a 9-figure number. But let me get the calculator out so I don't look stupid. It's 100K times
2000X. I think it's 200.
20. That's 200 million, sir.
200 million. Yeah.
That's a big number.
That is. Yes, it is. And yep, everyone's so happy Maddie's here. Buckmaster Hex, no one can answer a question like that. How could make millions or go to zero? Yeah, Hex Bear, we can't answer the question because we lived through it.
You'll probably most likely sell at a much lower multiple. You probably won't make the 2000X.
Yeah, that's why Hex was so great, because we were forced to hold.
That's very true. That is very true. Yes.
Look at Marco saying, Maddie, no more cars, only helicopters. Man, helicopters fall out of the sky, man.
That's true. Yes.
My job was aviation medicine. Part of my job was aircraft mishap investigation. And helicopters do crash a lot. Helicopters do go down a lot. But, there's more chances of survival, obviously, because you're not,
Yeah, you could do the auto rotation.
Yeah, the auto rotating back down, so it slows it down. The only part of our RH ecosystem we're missing is payment processing and debit cards. Yeah, I understand. It's coming. Yeah, there's different options coming.
I heard FTX was selling shit.
Yeah. I got something for you. So Load, one of the companies that I work with, Load is a gold and silver company, and they're on Syscoin, but they are working to launch a card that'll be like gold and silver coin back. But the AUX coin, the AGX coin on the blockchain, you're just use your card to swipe your crypto, which are gold and silver backed. So that is coming. That is going to be out in the next couple months. So I'm super excited about that. When they roll it out, I'll be talking about it all the time. It's just funny that they talked about the cards and the founder, Ian, I told him about what Pulse Chain's offering, and he's super excited to check out Pulse Chain because of the low fees, low transaction fees and all that. He's like, oh, that sounds great. We need to have that.
Easier on him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maddie's invincible. Yeah.
To be honest, yes.
Yeah. 100K could turn into a lot. Yep, exactly. 88 MPH looks destructive. Yes. 88 MPH is going pretty fast in an accident. People would have instantly assumed SEC conspiracy. Glad he made it. Yeah. You guys are so bad. Yeah. Marco does make some really cool crafts. I don't know if you've seen it, CryptoCat, what CryptoCash was talking about, but he makes some
I've
stuff
seen
for hats.
His watches on that he drew that one time. Yeah.
Yep. Thoughts on Solana? Oh, I would not be touching that right now.
Yeah, I heard there was a big whale up for liquidation at a certain price. So
be very careful with Solana.
Probably don't buy that.
Oh man, and it already has so many issues with breaking down and not working. So why would you want to touch something like that?
Yep.
Airdrop for Arbitrum soon too. They haven't launched a token yet. Yeah, I think Motley said that one last night. That he's talking about Arbitrum airdrop. Yeah, but just go over there and do a couple transactions, move things around a couple times, and you should be able to qualify. My show is the show that we're not worried about talking about other coins I have
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem about talking about other stuff. That this is my thing. I talk about gold and silver because I come from the gold and silver world. That was where I was born into crypto. And I have a show every week and talk about gold and silver. And my main sponsor is Can-Am Bullion
Nice.
Ontario, not Ontario. They're in Ontario, but it's Windsor. And yeah, they take care of me. So get your gold and silver there, guys. It's in the link below. FTX crash makes me so happy. SBS plans to kill crypto are washed away with the fall of his sandcastle. Jock, yes and no, because FTX itself might have issues, but BlackRock and Chase and those guys are still around, and they've got billions of money that they get for free to screw us up. Man, they still got it. They're still there. Looking to Lens profile. What? Glenn, I can't keep up. Dot Lens? What is that? That sounds like something to do with NFTs. Lucid Air 2023 was number 5 off a production line 3 weeks ago. Lucid Motors is like a Tesla designed by Mercedes. All glass roof, flipped 4 times. Glad to be alive. Wear your seatbelt, please.
Damn.
Wow. See, when you showed the picture, Maddie, I'm like, what kind of car is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I was like, well, it is the US. Maybe they have some models that we don't have here. But wow. Lucid Air.
Damn.
Interesting.
And those electric cars with the batteries on the bottom, they're not easy to flip. So
no. Yeah.
that driver must have been doing something.
Woof. Hit something. Bear
Yeah.
markets are where new millionaires and billionaires are made. Yes, Ryan Torres. No lie. It's exactly true. That's for all the well wishes, everyone. It's super encouraging to make. Yeah, exactly. Thought I was going to die. See, that's my mama. That was so cool about Europe, man. I just fly everywhere. It was just so much fun. I had a VR6 GTI, and my car was like, nope. Italy, anything over a 2-liter turbo was taxed a lot. That's why I see a lot of German cars with a 2-liter turbo engine, because that's the maximum they could build without having to have extra taxes.
Okay.
So when they saw my 2.8-liter V6, they're like, holy crap, can you open up the hood? They were checking the engine, all kinds of cool stuff. You see all the little Peugeots and the GTIs and stuff. They're all little hot hatches, right? That's why those are so popular over there. But now they got those batteries all over, battery cars everywhere.
Nice. I am a American muscle guy myself. I have a built Blazer. I did a LS swap on it, and it runs. I think the fastest I've gone in that is around 150 to 160.
Careful.
Yeah.
Florida cops don't mess around. That's where you're at, right?
No.
Yeah.
And I actually, when the Crypto Sparbook guys came into town, I raced their Audi at the drag strip and whooped its ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the old Chevy Typhoon and the Lightning?
Yes, those are very nice and extremely rare.
Very rare. I always wanted one. When I was a kid,
My
they
dad
came
wants
out.
one too. They're beautiful cars.
Good luck getting one. All jet black. I think it's the only color they came in.
Yep, jet black with the I think it had khaki interior, or it had black. I forget, but yes, beautiful cars.
Yeah, I wanted to start a show. I wanted to do a crypto car show.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking, because man, you got guys like us they're gas heads, man. I love cars, man. Cars is one of my things.
I've grown up around racing my entire life, so
nice.
Yeah.
Lights out's here. Howdy. Yeah, we have tracks here too. These guys, this main road right outside my house where that banking building is on, that's Via España, and it has a light there. And there's a strip that goes about, I'd say, a mile, and they use it as a drag strip right
really?
by my house. So once the traffic starts dying down, it gets to be about 11. Man, you hear the guys with their rice rockets out there. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thoughts on discount at the Deci perp? Not much. It's just people are covering right now. This is normal when you have a capitulation day like today. So there's a lot of people that are levered out there. You won't hear about Hexkins talking about being levered, but there's people in the community that aren't voices, that they don't have live streams, or they don't have things like that are still using leverage. I mean, I guarantee it. So maybe they had to do some covering. It could be they had tried to do some covering in the traditional markets as well. They had to get some cash out, and maybe they had a short against Tesla or something else, or maybe they were long. They had an option that was long, and they had to go cover it. Who knows?
I think with these DESI and Maxi contracts, I think that the uncertainty of the future price of Hex would kind of push the spot price of it right now, like a futures contract, or something like this, where you'd be trading at a heavy discount at the moment. And I would love to buy DESI, at half versus spot Hex price. I would love to do that. Same with Maxi, right?
Absolutely. What did you do about Poly? Have you gone into Poly at all?
No, I kind of anticipated that Hedron would dump into the auctions. I have some speculations where if someone cared about the state of the ecosystem, they liked it a lot, right? The healthiest thing for Hedron would be to have the price of Hedron to be as low as possible going into the auctions, just so that the most amount of Hedron is burned, right? And so, with that being said, I thought it'd be more reasonable for the price to go down than it would to go up. So,
well, I was one of the ones thinking it was going to go up, and I think Poly ruined that because this is my hypothesis here.
okay.
I think that it was going to go up naturally because people wanted to grab Hedron to be able to go into the auctions.
Uh-huh.
One problem: the Poly came in and wrecked that for a lot of people that were medium-sized Hedron holders.
How so?
So because now they can't compete because the Poly contract is going to have a whole hell of a lot of Hedron, including mine. I sent all of mine to it.
Okay.
And that scares away some of the people that say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to compete now, so I'm just going to sell my Hedron. So I think that's part of the reason. And then you have the people that want to see as much Hedron get burnt as possible that are purposely selling it down. There's people like Steph from Staker app. He's pretty much saying, look, every time it pumps a little bit, I sell. And he's straight up about it. He tells you on Twitter, look, I'm selling every time there's a Hedron pump.
Yeah.
Because that guy's got a shit ton 55s that he did 2 years ago. I remember when he did them. I was there. he was straight up telling on stream, look, guys, I just made the 55, 100K out or $10,000 worth of Hex out 55, and that's back when it was a quarter of a penny or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was doing those kind of things. So he's got lots of Hedron. He just keeps dumping it every couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm happy with my Poly though. I let them handle it for me. Like I said, I'm lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to watch these things and try and get a good deal, it's probably a headache, and it could be a little stressful, right? I don't know, man. I think you might still be able to snag some little ones, right?
Yeah.
And you get enough of those over time, it'll be worth the bidding wars or whatever. But I don't know how small they're aiming for in regards to what the Poly guys are doing. I don't know what they're if they're just trying to go for everything, or if they're just because what I was under the impression.
Look who's here! Crypto Sloth showed up. The second you start talking about Hedron,
Hedron, what? Hedron?
He's like, exactly. He gets a note. He must have like this bot running on YouTube. Where Hedron's mentioned, like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm here. I'm right here.
Yeah.
So I think that this is my dream for Poly. I think Poly is going to be like Maxi, and it's going to sell at a nice premium over Hedron. So that's why I say, you know what? Go back. Let's go for the Hail Mary and just throw all of my liquid Hedron at it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey,
And my mom's Hedron. She's in the chat. So mom, if you're still here, yeah, your Hedron's in Poly now.
Funny.
She probably has no idea what it is, but it's just for those of you guys who do not know, it's from the Maximus DAO, and they came up with a token called Poly, where you can take your coins and pool them with everybody else in Poly, and they can go and they can bid on the auctions to grab up some of these HSI stakes, so that we can get as many as possible. So yeah, That's about it. Poly contract or not, there will be bots to make sure that no HSI goes for too much of a discount. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure Alex already has that built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But why kill it for us little guys? Yeah, that's the problem, Colette. That's why I said I'm considering myself a little guy. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to let Polly take care of it for me.
Well, because whales like to play games, so
Yeah, they do. No expectations from the work of the executioner. We'll see how that goes. Oh man. Okay, so give us a recap of what's going on with Fiat.io, Famous, and there's something else too, isn't there? You guys have three
Yes.
things.
Fatty.
What's the-
So
Fatty.
Fatty kind of ties everything together, really like a nice bow on top. It's very wonderful. Right now we have a closed thing that I use on Pulse Chain, and I can track my liquidity positions on Pulse Chain. I can track my deposits on Fiat. I can track how much debt I owe. I can track my yield that I'm gathering on Pulse Chain Testnet. I can see all of my hex stakes. I can see liquid assets. I can see stuff on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, all sorts of shit, right? And you'll be able to see your liquid loan stuff. You'll be able to see your Hedron stuff. All of the RH ecosystem stuff will be on Fatty. You'll be able to see everything. It'll be amazing, right? And it'll all be tied together with Fiat and Famous. It'll be a nice bow on top. It'll be kind of like a DBank or Zerion or something like this.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, I mean, we're going to try and push the third version of Fiat on testnet soon. We'll have a demo for the Famous perpetuals trading also on testnet soon. Look for the Famous SAC. That'll probably be maybe sometime in December. Maybe the Telegram is t.me/famousX. Famous
spelled with a PH though.
PH, everything PH. And then with Fiat, t.me/fiat crypto. PHIAT.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys deliver. You got, to me, it's like I look at your competitor Liquid Loans, and Liquid Loans seems like.
Well, hold on. I don't see us as competitors. Because
really?
we'll probably have Liquid Loans listed. They serve a different purpose.
Okay.
They have a stable coin where you're minting.
Right.
You're borrowing against Pulse exclusively, and you're minting a stable coin to kind of how would you say stabilize, I guess, the price of Pulse in a way, right? Whereas we're allowing you to borrow a range of different assets. We're not minting a stable coin or anything like that. You're just going to be able to borrow stables.
Okay.
I think the only thing that they share is, I guess, the yield you can generate, but it does it in different ways, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they work in tandem. Nobody compares Aave to MakerDAO, right? They serve two different purposes, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Brightlight says, how many people do you think are going to stake their Hedron through the auctions? I think everyone who stakes already staked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you go ahead and stake now, then you got to wait at least minimum 90 days. It just doesn't make any sense to do those kind of things. I just think that we've got to, if people are wise, they really have to start digging in and learning now. So check out the fiat.io website, get prepared, go play with the testnet if you haven't testnet. I'm guilty too. I haven't played with the fiat.io or the liquid loans on testnet. Those things, I sacked for both of them, so it'd be wise to do that, right?
Hey, listen, if you guys don't have any money on testnet, send me a DM. I will give you testnet coins.
Hey, I got a question. Who manages the Twitter account for Fiat? Is that you?
Buck does.
Buck?
Yes.
Yeah, I went off on him a couple weeks ago.
Did you really?
I was like, man, don't you know this is a company account? You can't talk like that with a company. I'm a social media. I have many accounts that I used to manage, and I'm like, dude, you can't say those things as a company account.
I know. Yes, Buck is very colorful. He likes to have fun. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. All right, Dylan. Well, thanks for coming out, and I hope everyone has a great night. It's getting a little past 11 now. I see that light behind me when the lights go off in the building. That's my signal.
Roger that.
I got that hour in. But thanks everyone for showing up, and I think we got to about 170 viewers, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. Thanks for having me on, Randy. I appreciate it.
No problem, Dylan. Cheers, everybody. Good salute.